All right, dudes, it's time. It's time to do the cut test with the QSP Hedgehog in the jigged titanium and M390 blade. I'm stoked. This is such a good knife. I mean, look how thin. The tip is very super duper thin. It's a deep hollow grind. Behind the edge, we're looking at, I think it was like 13 thousandths. And it just stays so thin up here. So I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be a utility cutting beast. It's going to be a slicing beast. And I can't wait to go cut with it. Walk and talk, fantastic. Every bit as good as the Ohio Riverjacks. Just excellent. Really comfy in hand. I can't wait. So let's get out there and start cutting. All right, let's get it on. Cannot wait. This is the factory edge. It came very nice and sharp. Haven't even stropped it or anything. Straight up factory edge here. Cutting paper very nicely. Nice, really long cuts on the paper. All right, let's get the glove on for safety. I should get a cut-proof glove, but this is better than nothing. Regular thickness cardboard here. Let's get it. Absolute destruction. It's passing through so easily. So easily. Almost feels like when I was cutting the paper just now. It's so fun. Let's see how it does on the triple thickness stuff. This stuff's pretty hard to get through with the grain. Not too bad, but against the grain is really tough. So we're going with the grain here. And honestly, it feels just like the single thickness cardboard. Like, it's cutting super, super easily. Let's try against the grain, which is usually really hard on knives. But holy crap, dude. If you guys watch these cut test videos, you know it's very rare for a knife to pass that easily through, going the hard way through that triple thickness stuff. This might be, it's one of, if not the number one easiest time that I've had getting through that triple thickness stuff the hard way. Absolutely. That was crazy. That's unbelievable. Trying to get some of the tape gunk off. When you're cutting the paper, as I'm testing the edge on the paper, it kind of gets hung up a little bit on that sticky tape stuff. So I'm just trying to get it off really quick, at least most of it. And after the cardboard, still got a good edge. Next up, I should make myself like a real cutting board. I always use just pieces of wood. I should just either make one or just buy a cutting board. That'd be a good idea, huh? So I'm really excited to do some utility cuts with this knife. Just how unbelievably thin it is toward the tip is going to be nuts. And look at that. This is one of the best utility cutters I've ever tried. It's just such minimal effort. Let's do a couple long ones. So precise, too. Look how thin I'm getting these pieces of cardboard. And it's because we're so thin at the tip. Look at that. This is a precision utility cutting tool. And it's so fun too. Let's try some curves, some turns. Again, because it's so thin at the tip, look what we can do. We can make really clean cuts, even at a pretty tight, doing pretty tight radiuses. Let's do an even tighter one. Holy shit, dude, look at that. Gosh. This is, without doubt, one of the best utility cutters that I've tried. It's really good. If this is the type of work that you do often, I would really recommend one of these. Or even if you do it once in a while. Pretty much all around, I would just recommend this knife to anybody, but, particularly if you're doing utility cutting. I was about to cut the tubing, but I forgot the glove. We got to get the glove out here. Let's roll up this old leather glove and cut it up. Make some sushi. Now, I know I always say it, but I do need to. These types of Wharncliffe sheepsfoot style blades, blades without any belly, are not really the best for this kind of cutting. Down on a surface, chopping up like a food prep kind of situation, not the best. You want a little bit of belly so that you're able to rock, make a rocking motion through your chop. But it's not like they can't do them, as you can see. Actually does pretty freaking good at this kind of cutting, but always a little bit of belly is better. And that's going to be the same case on this rubber tubing. Same thing, Imagine it's a carrot or a cucumber or a sausage. A knife with a little bit of belly will be better. But this is cutting through it real easily. Very, very nice. So I think I'm going to do a video comparing the Hedgehog and the Ohio Riverjack. Just in case, I don't know, I feel like some people might be trying to decide between the two. They're similar in a lot of ways. They're both made by QSP. They're both, jigged titanium slip joints in M390. And that's kind of where the similarities end. Well, they're kind of around the same size, too. Let's try some bungee cord material here. But the blade shapes are a lot different. The Ohio Riverjack has a little bit of a beefier handle, kind of a wider, thicker in all dimensions. But the Hedgehog here, so the Hedgehog here doesn't quite fill out your hand as well, but on the Ohio Riverjack, it's basically just a rectangle. On the Hedgehog here, it's a little bit more contoured, so it does kind of fit in your hand a little bit better. They're both great, just in different ways. So back to the paper after all the cutting we've done so far, and we're still looking good. I already know that QSP does pretty good with their M390, at least it seems like it is to me. All right, let's tackle the big boy here, the heavy-duty 2-inch ratchet strap material, or, whatever kind of strap. Some people call it webbing. I have never heard that in my life. I don't know why it's called that, or why some people call it that. Who knows? I just call it strap, I guess. And not all the way through, but I didn't really expect it to go all the way through. We don't have, we would need a little bit more blade, I think, to get all the way. But, it went pretty far, dude. Especially that one. That was like 7/8 of the way through. So that's fine by me. Back to the paper one more time before we strap it up. And we're looking good. A couple little snaggy areas, but overall, pretty nice edge. This definitely doesn't need to be stropped yet. But of course, I'm going to anyways. This knife costs $145 at traditionalpocketknives.com, which I think is a pretty banging deal for, Jigs Titanium and M390. Very quality slip joint. It's going to be hard to get this out of my pocket as my secondary carry. Pretty much the last, 6 months or so, my basic EDC setup has been a primary blade, primary knife, usually a Spyderco probably, or the Sebenza. And then secondarily, I will have a slip joint. A lot of times it's an Ohio Riverjack, but lately I've been mixing it up with, QSP, or, a QVist Vanish, a GEC 78, a couple other ones, Case Sodbuster. And I like all of them to have either sheepsfoot or Warncliffe blade shapes, because that's just a good blade shape to have as your backup knife for little small utility cuts. So this one is kind of going to be probably the king of that. So after the strapping, you can see we are back to a very nice edge. M390 isn't the best as far as strapping back goes, but definite improvement. So it did strap back relatively well. As far as the edge retention, this feels pretty much par for the course for QSP's M390. Feels just like the Ohio Riverjacks do, as far as from what I can tell so far. If my opinion changes as I carry it, I will be sure to let you guys know. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm seriously blown away at how well it was at the utility cutting. I knew it was going to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite that good. And I don't know. I'm just this knife excites me. It's just going to be fun to carry. It looks really good too. It's definitely a knife when you pop it out. Someone sees you, a coworker, whatever, they'll be like, "Ooh, let me see that. That's cool." I don't even know. I don't think I would hand this knife to a non-knife person though. Honestly. The walk and talk is stiff and real nice and snappy. I don't know. I could see that going wrong if someone didn't know how to handle a knife, especially one with a strong back spring, slip joint. So anyways, I love the knife. Link down below. We'll take you right to it if you want to grab one. There's other versions too. If you want to spend a little less money, you could get a micarta one, I think G10 or a fat carbon maybe. Right on. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.